Whenever I get my whole suit,
Oh, that's perfect.
gonna do that.
Just like a big giant fox head.
Yeah. Get ready. It's gonna happen.
I don't want it.
I'm actually kind of glad I missed that. I don't know what that was. I think I do, but welcome everyone to Friday night here at TTRP Theater and our weekly presentation of KULT Divinity Lost. So I see Morgan's box is all messed up. Don't like that. Gotta fix that. Thank you. And no big intro tonight. I kind of left everybody on a pretty big cliffhanger. Lots of things happening as they've tried to get to the top of the Monarch. And I'm starting to think that some of them are even wondering if it's worth it. If they weren't tied some way and could have the choice to get out of it, they probably would take that up. That's what I think. However, I do not know for sure. I think where we left off last week was you had reached the top landing to floor 22. This is the top floor that you can get to on this particular landing of stairs. There is no window on this door. It is a metal door with just a push bar entrance. And of course, here we get started. I hear the train rolling by. There's one that still passes through Novaville. Thank God it's not a passenger train. The
midnight train that goes nowhere.
Yeah, the conductors have seen some things, or perhaps they're in on it. Anyhow, as you all gather there at the door, eager to get to the top, what do you do?
Hey, so floor 22, right? Not too shabby.
Shall we proceed onward and see what fresh hell awaits us here?
I mean, there's really no place else to go, so...
At this point, I should have been dead about, 10 years ago, so...
No, actually, you live a pretty long life. You're still kicking somewhere. And Clutch remembers Morgan, vanishing in smoke and choosing to kind of ignore it. And her face just kind of goes white, and she doesn't say anything else because she's now contemplating that.
Do I have a Corvette?
I doubt it.
No.
Sorry, man.
It's like the one thing I've always wanted.
No.
Clutch leans over to Liam. When we get done with this, we got to figure that out too.
What, whether or not your Morgan has a Corvette?
No,
I can buy him one if you want me to.
No, where he went. You don't remember that poof of smoke? Our Morgan gone?
I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah, we say that now.
2002 Morgan vanished?
Yeah, like up in pure smoke. So.
What? So maybe it was a do-over. Maybe our Morgan, my Morgan, him
Me?
is the same Morgan. So now there's only one.
I don't like that thought. And Clutch just moves around both of them, flips her hair over her shoulder, and opens the door.
Finn puffs on the lit joint that he somehow has in his hand.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Benjamin. Go ahead and make me a drug
know.
addict roll. Let's get some numbers rolling here.
I thought, we need to do something. Hey, that's not awful.
No, That's not awful at all. That's absolutely perfect. You can handle your joint as you were a pro.
Fantastic. I will continue to spout conspiracy theories.
Clutch, when you push the lever and the door creaks open, it opens into a very large room that at first reminds you of, like the inside of the Sears at the old strip mall after it went out of business and they cleared everything out and there was, half missing ceiling tiles and wires and things hanging and all along the outer wall, and it makes you feel like the building is still much bigger than what as you imagined. This high up, it's rather large, probably a football-sized field of space up here that was once occupied by who knows what, maybe large offices from all of the wires dangling and things like that. But all along the walls there are these things, there's no other way to say it, that are built into the wall. They're black, sort of mechanical looking, as if they were made out of metal and plastic, and on the floor next to each one of them, and there's every 5 to 6 feet or so scattered down this wall, so there's literally 100 of them, or more, that surround this entire room. And they are all wired from, you can see where the wires are screwed into the sides of these machines, down to a stack of batteries of all shapes and sizes that are all gathered together at the base of each one of these things on the wall. In the center of these black things on the wall that are as wide as you and as tall as you is what appears to be a viewfinder, like you might find on a periscope or night vision goggles. And you can see a faint crackling glow coming out of each one. That's pretty much what is giving the ambient light in this large room, is the little bit of glow that is coming out of each one of these little monitors. In the very center of the room, you see the cutout spiral staircase, a little bit smaller than you remember it down at the base, but still that same shaft as it extends up through a hole in the ceiling. However, the entire thing is surrounded by a mesh cage, like of expanded steel, that sort of diamond shape, stretched out steel mesh. You don't see any sort of doors. It goes from the floor to the ceiling, completely blocking off this staircase that you can see with your very own eyes. And if you get just a little bit of a glimpse peering up, I'm going to give you the benefit out that you kind of check things out. You can see that it goes up past the next floor, maybe even past the one after that. That is an expressway to the top. That spiral staircase goes no further down. It starts on this level.
She is really drawn to the mechanics on the wall. She is a mechanic. If we remember back in the day, she drove fast cars and worked on them all the time. So Clutch saunters over to one of the black things on the wall and starts kind of fiddling with the wires and the battery and looking these things over. And I actually kind of want to use Workaholic to gain a stability and to start fiddling with things to see if she can figure out what these things do.
What are you wanting to experiment?
I want to see what happens when you make a full circuit with these things and give it some more juice to see what happens. Because if they're kind of dimly lit, I'm assuming that they don't have enough power. So they need more power. So she kind of wants to configure something together to give it enough juice to see what happens.
You can get yourself 1 stability. No problem. You might even get yourself 2. Roll to avoid harm.
Oh shit. Oh, do I have any minuses for that? Hold up, let me check that really quick.
You shouldn't.
We're good. We're good.
Just keep it together, and your
Ooh, we're good.
disadvantages are the only thing. Wow. There's not enough batteries for you to really get any more power. I mean, you can manage to attach another wire from one battery pack. When you detach it from the wall, you almost shock yourself. The electricity arcs out. You see the faint sort of bluish green glow from the viewfinder fade out. You attach the batteries to your batteries, sort of juice it back up. You do see it light up just a little bit more, but nothing really changes. Did you look in the viewfinder?
Not yet, but she was about to.
Okay.
Can't see if anybody else was going to make any comments that I was doing this.
What is everybody else doing?
Morgan is inspecting the spiral staircase. Is it just metal? Gothic elements?
It's modern. And when you look up and see the inside of the circle of the floor above, you realize that it is encased in glass and chrome. Things start to look really nice. You can actually see that there's some lighting coming from somewhere up above inside that shaft as well.
Oh, so we should totally go up these stairs.
There is an exit door on the opposite side of this large room. It's got one of those red exit signs. However, it just kind of flickers.
I mean, this staircase kind of goes straight up to where we want to go. I feel like this might be the fastest way.
Seems a might bit better than that shitey door over there.
Yeah. It looks like all the lights work on this staircase up here, unlike that exit sign.
Right. The one remaining problem with that, though, is there does not appear to be a way to get inside this bloody cage now, does there?
There is a couple of possibilities that I'll remind you guys, just because of we're still a little bit what I would call cult novices. As I peruse your thing, I would remind Morgan that with the number of varied types of batteries and your explosives expert advantage, it's possible you might be able to fashion some sort of a bomb. I don't know if that would do it, but it's a possibility. There's always looking in the viewfinders.
Yeah, Clutch is about to do that. I mean, you see her stand up from what she's been doing, and she's about to lean over and look in one.
Ben, you also have enhanced awareness as an advantage that you might be able to pull out at some point. Just a reminder that you guys have advantages that are still like collecting dust a little bit, so give those a peruse. You can tell by looking, Morgan, that it appears this shaft of cage might drop or lower. It seems to be some sort of groove there at the bottom of it, and it fits inside the ring at the top as well.
Yeah. Liam, look over here. It looks like you can open it somehow. I'm gonna go talk to Clutch. Maybe you can try to figure this gate out.
Right, I'll have a look. And I'm sure, like, I don't see any immediate way. Just like, oh, hey, yeah, there's a hole that it can either go down or go up. Cool.
Yeah, unless you've got a sixth sense edge that I'm not familiar with off the top of my head, because I'm not in depth. I think you don't find anything else new. You get the same thing. You actually can tell that the it's been painted. It's black in paint, and you can see that some of that paint More like a bluing, like a shotgun or something is how I would really describe it, as opposed to like a painted with a brush. But there is some sort of something there that you can see has been scraped away at some points, as if it does move or has moved somehow in the past. Benjamin, what are you doing? Or Monet,
Well,
what are your thoughts on either the things along the wall, their power, the stairs, the cage, the shit that you've been through to get to this point, the shit that you're going to have to get through once you get the cage up and get to the top, whatever's on the top of your mind.
dang it. Okay, dang it. Man, I'm mad. I rolled for enhanced awareness,
Ah,
and I got a 7.
nice.
Not nice.
Benjamin, you take a hit off your joint.
Mm-hmm.
You've been feeling this sort of ability to, you know what, I think if I just focus for a minute, man, and just chill out while these guys are all in their anxiety moment, panicking out, I can just focus and just figure this thing out. And you see little creatures walking around this massive room, carrying batteries, walking over to the terminals, attaching batteries. You see this one creature who is taller. These little creatures that are carrying the batteries are probably 2 feet tall. Like these little pudgy, gray-looking things in overalls. There's no head. They just sort of this mound at the top. There's no eyeballs on them, and they just have these like little skinny arms, and they grab batteries, and they'll go and hook them up.
I hate that.
You can see a tall creature, sort of dark. It's probably 50, 60 feet away from you, and it has another person. You'd think it's a person. It is of person size, and it is holding this person, just sort of dangling them off the ground, forcing their eyes into one of the viewfinders on the wall. And I would like you to keep it together.
Has Clutch put her face on a viewfinder yet?
No.
Okay,
she's about
great.
to.
Okay, well, give me a
Jeez.
second. Don't do
Getting
anything.
close.
Hold on.
She's
What am I?
slowly moving close.
What am I rolling? I keep it together.
Yep.
Oh God.
Oh,
Oh no.
you do not. The strain is too much for you, because as you watch, you see this person. As they watch whatever it is they see in it, they scream and they thrash. But this creature is probably 6.5 feet tall and obviously way stronger than whatever it is, this human that it is holding up to the thing. Clutch.
Don't put your thing on the
What?
Please don't die.
When you
No.
when you look in the viewfinder, you
What's that
see
name?
this sort of old greenish monochrome monitor colored, with a little bit more of an aqua glow to it, kind of like Liam's t-shirt through that camera. And it just says, hang on, because my notes just flashed away. Please have, in capital letters scrolling across the thing, please have your entire party all view the short presentation. Please have your entire party all view the short presentation.
She leans back and she looks at Ben because she heard some noises coming from him.
Ben is wide-eyed and pale-faced, as if he is seeing something and trying to scream, and then he drops to his knees.
The fuck, Ben? Are you okay? And she like starts to walk towards him.
It's.
Ben's looking through you.
Guys, what happened?
These creatures, do they walk through us, or are they walking around us that I see?
They're just walking along the walls, which
Okay.
is not where you guys are. There, for some reason, doesn't seem to be any around Clutch. They don't seem to go over to that side where she would be. They're just moving along to some of the other stations.
Benji, you doing okay?
Uh,
You lose 2 stability. Where does that put you? Yeah.
Not great. Give me a minute.
I was kind of standing by Liam, observing the staircase and looking for a way up. But I'll kind of pat Liam's shoulder and point Benji out and step on over and crouch next to him.
Oh no, I'm at anxious, critical stress.
Oh dear.
Somebody give Ben a hug.
At
Help!
least we don't give him a gun.
Hey, what's wrong with the weekend?
He said that there's
Call me that.
something by the wall. I don't know. Ben?
It's like he had something bad to eat. I don't know.
We think you
Yeah,
should
smoke.
put the joint out for now, eh?
I'll take it.
Upon hearing Monet say that, he'll take like the longest puff and then pass it to Marcus.
Roll, Morgan.
She'll just give him a very sweet yet slightly condescending look and bat her eyelashes, and it looks nice, but it's very like annoyed.
Yeah, and he's still just staring wide-eyed.
Benjamin, roll for your disadvantage at a minus. Where are you at?
-3 to disadvantage.
A minus
if
3.
that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, thank you, Liam, for
Oh,
looking.
no. Wait, for anxious?
No, for Monet batting her eyes at you.
Wait,
But it's a -3 when you
It's
roll
her hand
because
on
of
her
where you're
shoulder.
at.
But because it's a disadvantage, yeah, and you are not keeping it together, that these sort of things affect you.
okay. Can I? What is it? Just +0.
I think I have -3.
What did you say, Monet?
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not helping because she's like down trying to comfort him,
Oh,
like, rubbing his shoulder.
8 minus 3.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's a,
it doesn't matter.
It's a 5. It's a 5 right there.
It doesn't matter anymore. It's
Oh dear lord.
Oh dear.
It's okay. We're all
dear.
going downhill
Oh.
from here.
Oh dear, it's not
It's a
good.
5 there, Bob.
It's, oh jeez, it's a 5.
Oh geez.
Yeah. I guess Ben, at this point, having a mental breakdown, he would just kind of start caving in on himself. He'd be making himself really small because he's on his knees. So he's just like breathing so heavily and maybe like groaning and like
Until
making like sharp
Monet
cries.
bats her eyes at you. And then you fling yourself at Monet into her arms as if she is the only thing that can save you in this moment. Monet, Benjamin starts weeping into your neck.
Yep.
And stroking your hair and holding you tight.
She lets it happen and kind of looks over Ben's shoulder at Liam real quick with her eyebrows raised, but she'll hold him steady and rub his back. You're all right, lad. You're doing all right. Things are a little bit spooky, hey? Having a wee bit of a moment here.
Don't let her look at it. Don't let her look at keep
Benjamin. Benjamin.
What, Benji?
You hear a voice in your head, Ben. And when you look over the shoulder, you make eye contact with that tall, strange creature. He sort of is just this weird, misty-looking thing with eyes and some sort of a cloak, perhaps. He's dressed in shadow, and it changes when you try to focus and figure it out. But his eyes lock on you, and you hear him tell you, I can make that all go away. Just look. And he points to the wall.
Benji, look at what?
Clutch is looking at the wall behind him.
Did you see something?
Is he
See
pointing?
something you have to tell us.
What is he pointing to at the wall? The viewfinders?
Yes.
Clutch, did you see anything when you looked through the viewfinders?
I mean, it said, please have your entire party look through the... Look
Yep.
at the
like in a
thing.
video game?
So
Yeah, kinda.
you can't. You can't. You
So,
can't.
what if I just go pull the power on all of them, and then maybe that would be better? Maybe we should just cut the power to all of them, and then Ben will stop freaking out?
We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. We gotta.
And Clutch is already like walking back over to the walls to try and cut the power to all of them now.
Benji, did
They're
you
not
know
gonna let her.
that you are the best artist I've ever seen? Best artist I've ever known, in matter of fact, and I've met quite a wee bit amount of artists in my life, and you get kind of rich like me as the type of people you get to know, but you've made things that are just uncanny. Alright? And if you freak out here, you're not gonna
Yeah.
be able to get out there and make more of your art, hey? More of those weird nude pictures of me. They're a bit strange, but they're very good. The way you mix color together. Remember back in the garage when we had that thing that was chasing us? Well, you pulled out my gun and it didn't do anything, but you know what stopped it? You stopped it, Benji. You have that power, and if you sit here and you start freaking out on me, who's going to protect me when the big bad monsters come down those stairs or through that door or out of wherever the fuck? I mean, Liam does quite a bit job, but he doesn't know how to draw for shite, if you know what I'm saying. Then she gives him a sweet smile. Would you consider that an intimate moment for my seducer advantage?
Oh, I was about to give you a stability boost with relationship. You're wanting to seduce.
Oh God, is that bad for me?
No, it'll get you stability.
Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna say, I think she used it on my ass once too.
I was like, oh no.
Well, yeah, we can give you the stability without using the seducer.
Okay. I'll take the one
If
stability.
you want to still use it so that you can take a chance at the 3 options, Jaylee, I won't take that away from you.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'll put those in my back pocket.
Peter. Yeah.
Okay, so now I am at neurotic.
14-2. And yes, and just because I really put the whammy on you there like 3 times in a row, I won't make you suffer the -2 that you get from rolling an 8 on your obsession or your victim of passion. We'll let that one go. However, Clutch, when you go to rip out the first set of wires, I need you to make another avoid harm roll.
Oh my god, I'm just trying to electrocute myself like an idiot.
I know, and just think you've only got, we'll say 100 more of these to disconnect.
There was a 12.
A 12. It does shock you, and when you fall back, as you sort of land on your ass, you see this sort of a tall shadow thing standing beside you. It says, "Don't do that. Look. If you want to go up, you must look."
She takes a really big deep breath and she's laying like flat on her ass on the floor and she's like rubbing her eyes.
I
And
can
she-
help you look if you like.
Oh, no, voice in the head. That's not necessary. No thanks. And she kind of groans and tries to like get up and sit up.
He's gone.
Wait, now Clutch is on the floor. What the fuck is going on?
Too much shit going on.
Well, I'm an idiot for starters because, there's still power to the walls. Don't just rip cords out of the walls.
You also
Uh,
notice that the one that
Right.
you rigged has been corrected.
And now she's like staring at that and gone a little silent.
Is there anything like laying around, or like is everywhere like completely clean?
There's old faded papers and broken pieces of ceiling tile,
Not helpful.
dust, dirt.
Chair?
No
Chair?
No chair?
Hmm.
Once
Is
Ben's
the-
gone, I'll stand up from him, give him a little pat on the head, and go back to investigating the stairs with Liam.
He'll kind of follow you like a lost child. The viewfinders, are they like the things you see at parks with like the big long stick and the big thing? Like, are they grounded like with a pole, or are they
No,
just like
it's
slapped in the wall?
Yeah, it's set into the wall and a little more technical or advanced technically than that. Something, it has sort of almost a military kind of feel to it.
Dang it. Okay.
On close inspection, you can see that each one of these has been cobbled from parts of you don't know what.
Nope.
Other machines, pieces of material.
Clutch motions to Morgan to come over as she's still kind of like nursing being shocked.
Yeah, Morgan's right next to her, helping her out.
Um,
You okay? Let me see your fingers. Did it leave a mark at all, or?
no, I'm fine. I'm fine. This is gonna sound really crazy, and I know that's coming for me a little rich, but I think we have to look through them, and I think we have to get Ben to look through them without being forced to do it. I think we just have to do it.
No.
Nope. Can you help me get him to do it?
You
I'm
can't-
always
you
down to
can't-
try
It's-
everything once.
Clutch starts walking towards him like as non-threateningly as she can manage. Her hands are up in the air. She's trying to talk very gently and kindly.
All right, what's the fucking deal? Why do you think we have to look through these things? One of you says it's a trap, one of you says it's right. I'm not too keen on it, so I think we should just find a way up these stairs and leave these fucking things alone.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I saw, and he pushed their face to him, and they thrashed, and they were fighting it. No.
Ben, I hear you. I understand you. She's still doing all of these weird body language things to seem non-threatening as she comes closer to put a hand on his shoulder. It said we either do it and get upstairs, or it could help us. So I'm a little worried that the longer we stay in here, and she starts rubbing circles in his shoulder, that the longer we stay here, the worse it's going to get, and the worse they're going to want to help us. I think we should just do it, get it over with. What's the worst that could happen?
Literally so many things.
Okay, but then...
So many things could happen. There could be just like the worst thing you've ever seen in your entire life on the other side of that wall. There could be someone who jabs knives in your eyeballs. There could be...
You mean like
She
last
puts
floor?
She puts both hands on his shoulders, and she's like rubbing her thumbs on them to try and soothe him. I am trying to make a helping move, by the way, at the same time. Ben, can you just trust me, please? It's me, and you knew me from the past, and you're super chill. I was never mean to you, and I never did anything to betray your trust. Can you please just trust me?
Okay, but you didn't see what I saw. Like, I know I'm me.
Okay. Was it a big, scary, tall, misty monster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. And it was pushing a person.
Okay, yeah.
Into
and
the
he
wall,
told me-
in the
he told me
face.
that we could do it and get up the stairs, or he could help us do it. And I'm a little worried about what helping us do it I'm assuming that's what helping us do it means. So if we just do it on our own, maybe they'll just leave us alone. And she takes his hand and she's like rubbing it and she's walking him towards the wall. I am trying to make a helping move by being really nice to him too. I don't know if that's working out for me.
What do the others think about this theory?
I just look over at Liam and
Right, it's either look out at the Grand Canyon or see what's behind that other fucking exit door over there. I don't really fucking care. Let's do one of them.
right.
Clutch
Morgan
makes sure she
grunts.
doesn't let go.
Morgan grunts in agreement. So we all walk over to the viewfinders.
Is that what
Yeah,
you're
Clutch
gonna
leads the charge. She's got Ben by the hand. She's being really nice and she's just walking along with him like he's a child. And
He
By
like
majority rules,
he like
I
has her hand. What?
I
Sorry.
believe that Benji did see something because there's no way he didn't freak out like that over nothing.
do? Right.
But the majority.
Majority rules. What are we in freaking elementary?
Does anybody have second thoughts? We could roll and act under pressure, see if you can actually make yourself do it. Are you that scared?
I'm gonna freaking do it, but I don't like it. I'm gonna like if Ben has Clutch's hand in one hand, he's gonna take his other hand and like rub her hand.
Oh yeah, we're in like a full hand, like hand on top of hand situation.
Yeah,
Trying to
like
comfort each other.
he's very nervous. He has sweaty palms.
That's fine. She's just holding right on. She's rubbing your hand, trying to make it all better.
This is worse
Beautiful.
than the dentist.
So everybody presses their foreheads against the viewfinders and look in. They see that same message scrolling across the screen. Please have your party all view the short presentation until everybody has done it, and then it suddenly scrolls off and doesn't come back. The little screen flickers. And we're going to change scenes. Each of you are going to see something just a little bit different. I'm going to start with Clutch, and she was all gung-ho to look first.
Oh shit.
Clutch, you wake up and you are strapped to a table at your ankles, your knees, your thighs, your chest, your waist, across your shoulders, your wrists and arms are strapped. There's a strap that is across your forehead. Your head is completely stabilized. You feel a sharp pain coming from something in your neck, and you can almost feel this sort of that coolness like you get when they've just started a new IV on you and you've got that sort of cold saline entering your veins. And you can hear a voice just off to the side, about 5 or 10 feet maybe. They're talking. You can just barely crank your head over enough in that leather strap, and using your peripheral vision you can see that there are also other tables. You can kind of see one that's a little bit over. The one that's next to you is too close. You can't get a clear shot. You can just see like the feet, but there's one over there, and behind him is this machine with this blue liquid that is running from some container in the machine through some very odd looking tubes into what appears to be 2 large needles into this person's neck as they lay there strapped to the table asleep. You can hear the doctor talking to somebody It must be an assistant or something. And they're talking about split personalities, schizophrenia. And they start walking over to where you are. You can hear the footprint or the footsteps as they get closer. "Ah, yes," he says, looking at you. You can see him. He's a man in a doctor's coat. "I think this one's awake."
She has fear just bubbled in her throat. She can't even say anything. She can't do anything. She just stares wide-eyed.
"Julia," he says, "look at this one. She's awake. Why do they keep waking? That's not supposed to happen. Turn that up, would you?" And he points to something behind you. You can't tell. You can hear her wrestling with a chart and some papers. "Oh, this was the schizophrenia, split personality one, right? Yes. Yes. Stick. Right. Yes. Did she find out yet?" "No. Something's derailed them, I think. There's a few of them in that sector that have gone offline." Interesting. It's really quite amazing, Doctor. I mean, she really thinks she is who she is. But she hasn't seen the vision yet. She hasn't seen Stick actually pull the trigger. Perhaps. Oh, wait. There she goes. She's going back to sleep now. And everything goes black. Ben, I know you're anxious. You see yourself. Actually, you are yourself. You don't see yourself. It's not like a third-person point of view. You are yourself. When you look in the viewfinder, you awaken, for lack of a better word, painting. You are painting in what appears to be a very, very nice studio. One, you've never seen anything this nice. It's clean. You've got a canvas in front of you that's probably 10 feet square. And you've painted this facade of what appears to be this sort of cracked, stucco-looking kind of grayish wall, but it's in the center of that where you've started painting just this black void, this doorway. It's actually quite beautiful. You can see the depth. You've never seen so many shades of black in your life. It's gorgeous. You feel older. When you look at your hands, they look older. A woman comes up from behind you and puts her hands on your shoulders and leans in. Her breath is intoxicating. She whispers in your ear, "It's almost finished. I think I can see him coming. You're so close. Keep painting, my dear. Keep painting." And you do. You continue painting, and your vision, you don't know how long it lasts, and you continue to paint until this doorway, you start to feel a completeness of it and in your mind, and it is in that moment when you stop and step back and you stick that paintbrush up to your mouth as a habit. You see something coming. through the doorway from the darkness. All you really see at the end are the eyes. They're just black. And then everything in your world goes black. And we'll cut to Liam. I know you're getting pressured. Liam, you are in a mental hospital, sitting in a day room on like a couch over along the edge. It's hard to call it a couch, just that vinyl, a bottom and a back, about is all there is to it. Sitting next to you, as if you are in conversation with this person, is this strange looking man. He's dressed like a patient, and you realize you too are dressed the same. His hair's all gone. He has scars all over his face. One of his eyes has been cut and has gone milky white. The scar stretches across from his forehead down to his cheek, and you can see where it cut through the eyeball as well. He obviously didn't have the money to get that fixed. And he's talking to you, just rambling on and on and on. And when you start to put all of this image together, the first thing that hits you is that irritation that you get when you deal with underlings who just don't see your vision, and that feeling starts creeping up your back, and he's ranting about the ability to manipulate the illusions of others, how you can just change things and twist it into that, because we've all got powers, man. We're divine. We have divine powers, like we're gods. You're a god and I'm a god. And if all we had to do was just learn how to snap our fingers and make this all go away, we'd be drinking tequila down in Cozumel, man. It would be awesome because of that divinity, man. But I've only seen it done once. You gotta get the dip and just dip in there, man. You know what I'm talking about? That's what you gotta find. That's what you gotta do. And as this vision starts to fade away, Liam, it's just this person has irritated you so much that you are going to tune them out. You realize that you've heard this entire conversation in German. Monet, you look, and the first thing that you see is your pendant. It's almost as if somebody had produced a cool little zoom in trailer. You can even hear music. It's this Irish tune that you used to hear when you were a child, and it was one of those songs that made you feel good. Some folksy Irish thing that you probably don't even remember now, but when you were 9, it was around a lot more. And you see your pendant, and that obsession boils in your stomach. Your vision is a flash of time, a montage of years. And what you sense is that obsession over the pendant. It grows so strong and so vile within you. You see yourself growing and finding ways to survive hundreds of years in life. You turn into this old, wretched, obsessed woman. You've traveled back to Ireland. You even figured out how to go back in time and find yourself and steal it back, only to have it ripped from you from some other force. You visited your husband in a nightmare. You got it that night. Many different ways you've found to try to find that pendant. And you have no idea why, but you know everybody else wants it. And somehow that obsession grew and grew and festered and turned something into you. And you just fall back from your viewfinder. Morgan, you're in a doctor's office. It's a young doctor, relatively, probably 30, 31 maybe. You must realize by now, Morgan, that you weren't in the war, right?
What do you mean I wasn't in the war?
Morgan. Do we have to go through this again? You weren't in the war. They found you on the streets of New York City, rambling about your brother being taken away and strapped to tables by doctors and conspiracies. And you don't remember that. Have they changed your medication? Did they? He starts flipping through his chart. Did they give you your pills today?
I remember my brother.
All right, well, that's good. We're on a step. You've been obsessed with your brother for 20 some odd years.
I look at my hands. Are they wrinkled and old?
They are.
What happened to my brother?
I think the treatments are starting to fade. He starts writing some things down in his pad.
Morgan starts getting angry. He stands up and starts screaming at the doctor. I need you to tell me what the fuck is going on right now.
He just looks at you with this sort of sad, exasperated look. And he taps his chest. And when you look down, you see a sticky label on your chest that says Jerry. And everybody falls back from their viewfinders. You hear a rumble, and the cage that was around the stairs starts to twist and drop down into the floor below until it disappears and the stairs are unlocked.
Right, that wasn't so bad. Let's go.
Oh no, I'm pretty tripped the fuck out right now.
I think
Clutch
that's
just hugs Ben. Just turns in and hugs him.
Yeah. No, Monet fell backwards and she kind of rolled over on her stomach to lift herself up, but she kind of just froze there and is staring at the ground, like having some weird life journey.
Let's take a break and let that process as we are halfway through the session. And let's see if we can do like 10 minutes and squeeze something out, maybe squeeze something in, and wash your hands. Oh, hang on a second. Damn it. See, this is the part. Does anybody know how to keep a Galaxy from always locking the screen on me constantly? This is the one thing I don't like about having the phone app.
I do a thing where you can have your fingerprint and you can just touch the back and the screen will turn on.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I know there's a setting.
I was gonna say, I would imagine there's a setting somewhere.
Yeah, there's definitely a setting.
Well, I went to power and I thought I had all that. I thought as long as I had it plugged in, it wouldn't do it, but it's not done. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about this tech stuff. Let's go to break, drink something, piss something, wash your hands, and in 10 minutes, we'll be right back. Look, break. Beautiful. So glad that works. Only took me a year.
Better late than never.
Progress.
Woo, gold star, you did it.
Yeah, so I believe the stairs have exposed, but you're all kind of sitting here reeling from the visions and information or whatever you want to call what you just saw, or even how to interpret it. What do you do?
Clutch is hugging Ben. She's just hugging that boy.
Morgan kind of shrugs it off and walks silently towards the staircase.
Spend a moment on the ground, a moment probably longer than I should before I slowly get up and brush my clothes off, and kind of looking down still. I'll also go towards the staircase.
Liam, you didn't seem too upset by your vision, understandably so. Probably one of the hardest ones to interpret. It's a bit meta, maybe. You do, however, notice that your wife is obviously upset. She's got that look. You know, she tries to hide it. She usually hides it pretty well, but you know how to see it.
Yeah, he has, like, he saw her just kind of on the floor there for just a little bit too long. And when she gets up and starts heading towards the stairs, he walks over and puts a hand on her shoulder. Darling.
What?
I mean, it was a weird conversation in German. It couldn't have been that scary.
You just to be clear, Liam, you did understand what they were saying, but you understood.
I know, but I realized that it was in German at the end of it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
German? I don't know anything about German.
Wait, did we all saw something different then?
What did you see?
A weird fucking conversation in German.
So you didn't see what?
You didn't see the painting?
What are you talking about? I was strapped to a table.
What?
Yeah, it'd be pretty weird if you all saw my brother.
Like Jerry?
Was
Yeah.
he naked?
No, it was like I was him in a nut house, basically. It was weird. I didn't realize I was Jerry until I looked down and saw Jerry written on the medical outfits that he had on, like in the nut house.
I mean, I was definitely in some sort of institution myself, but there's some fucking weirdo talking at me about fucking superpowers and divinity or some shite.
Yeah, that sounds a lot more pleasant than what happened to me.
Darling.
Wait a second. And she's like processing. You can see the like hamster turning on her face. Do you remember? Hey, Liam Monet, the two that were actually there. Do you guys remember maybe something about a woman named Stick from like a really like 72? Probably?
Way back in the.
Are you alright?
Clutch's computer
was-
farted.
It's my phone. It vibrated on my desk.
I thought you were Drew carrying it, like buzzed. Which the scene?
Would have been better. Sorry, Liam. Go on.
Well, all of our memories from that trip have been mixed up with the ones that we lived through for the last 30 years. Benji's and Morgan's are the only ones that are different
They were
from the life we lived. But I remember from that alternate set of memories, they bleed in and out a little bit.
Here's the other thing that doesn't make sense. Okay, so they said that I was the one with schizophrenia, which, yeah, duh, obviously. But they said something about the split personality. I don't have a split personality. I mean, do I? I don't. Hope I don't.
You've always seemed like you to me.
Why are they talking about a split personality and then talking about this lady named Stick and then saying, but I haven't seen the trigger been pulled yet, and then
Sounds
This
like a
place
crazy
is fucked up,
ayahuasca
and-
trip.
Stick.
doesn't make sense.
Clutch. It maybe Stick's your split personality.
But how is that possible? Because wouldn't she be here?
Oh, or maybe you're the
flipped
split
on?
personality.
Clutch, roll
What?
+0 since this is stressing you out a little bit, and we'll just find out. Maybe.
Oh. Oh, great.
What if Clutch is the personality?
The
If
17.
Clutch is the personality, then
It's a
who is the real
17.
I
Clutch?
see the movie Buzz.
This Stick character.
Who is this person?
You do manage
Fear
to
shift.
hold it there, Clutch. You also remember that when your schizophrenia does lose, well, get total control of you, that is always when Stick has shown up to you.
She doesn't want to admit to the fact that she's totally crazy yet, so she's kind of keeping that tidbit to herself.
Okay.
That I do hear her in my head, but do you guys ever notice me like lose my shit and turn into a badass and like openly flirt with people?
I mean, you flirted with me once or twice.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
Like way
Morgan.
back when you were, not old.
Oh, Clutch, I know what you like.
Not
I
that
don't
you're
think you
unattractive.
ever
You are a
flirted with
beautiful.
me.
You're a beautiful woman.
She's alright.
Man, you dick!
Ben's a savage.
I have a type.
I was being nice to you.
I'm sorry. I love you as a friend.
Well,
Hold
I
my
guess-
hand again.
It's fine. She's not into you, bro. You've got something she don't like.
Oh,
Wait, I guess Benji's back to normal. Anyway, I mean, we've seen you sort of drop into a dissociative state, but I don't know that I've ever seen you act out of the ordinary other than that.
I don't know. Maybe it's just stupid mumbo jumbo crap, just like them telling me I killed my mom. I mean, that's that's ridiculous. I didn't do that. I mean, right? And then
I
she
would.
just like drops it and walks away, starts walking towards the stairs.
Morgan looks around to the rest of the people still in the group and is like, I wasn't there. I don't know if she killed her mom. I don't think so. And then
Right.
walks away.
Follows.
Yeah.
Fuck, let's go.
Liam, like just kind of gently puts his hand like in the crook of her elbow as she starts to walk away and holds her as like the others start to walk towards the stairs.
What is it?
What the fuck did you see?
She kind of waits for the others to get a little further before she turns back to him. Wait. Do you remember a hag of sorts? That's the old coon.
Wait, that fucking quaint that like tore into my fucking chest and stole your pendant in that weird fucking dream?
Aye, and she appeared to me in a dream or two and took the pendant then, and it will always find its way back to me, and I don't... And she kind of grasps at her chest a little bit, just in reaction, but feels nothing and drops her hand. Oh, yeah. I think she's me.
It was awfully fucking rude of you to tear into me fucking chest then.
Liam, I'm being serious.
I know, darling. I know. Well, you remember that weird bit where somebody told you a piece of your soul was in it?
Hi.
Maybe that gives you some kind of unnaturally long life or something.
That's all I could fucking guess. All I know is I can't get it out of my mind, and apparently it gets to a point where it's all I think of, to the point where I hurt you, and I don't know who else I hurt around me. I didn't see anybody else grow old with me, and I don't want to live centuries. I think that everybody has a time where they should die. You lose your beauty, you lose your assets, you lose the ones you love. But I keep going. That's what I saw, is that I keep going for years and years and hundreds of years, and I obsess over this pendant, and I don't stop, and I become this thing that hurts you. And oh, I don't want to get upset.
And he pulls her into a hug.
She just goes quiet and hugs him back and puts her face right in his shoulder.
Well, that's why we're here. We're here to get it back permanently. Then
She doesn't really believe him, but
and then it'll never happen. Right?
Right, you're always right.
You remember what the weird creepy banker was saying about what we have to do when we get to the top?
About the pound of flesh? We've killed a
No.
child.
No. It was just something he'd said offhand. When we get to the top, we have to take the leap. I don't think any of us are getting out of this alive. But the only way out of this fucking tower is off the side.
She pulls away to look up at him. We really going to do that?
I have no fucking intention of staying in this fucking tower. I'll tell you that much. If we have to take a flying leap to get out, I'm doing it. And I hope you'd come with me. I don't want you trapped here either.
I'll be right behind you. I made a bloody vow, so I guess I have no choice.
Now, you always have a choice, darling.
I don't want to take it.
Well, we made the choice to come in here in the first place. That was our first mistake, wasn't it?
I maybe getting mixed up with all these folk was the first choice, but there's worse company.
Aye.
A touching and brave moment. You can each increase your stability from your relation after comforting each other if you'd like. or
I
if you
was
need
already-
it.
I was about to say I was already at maximum stability.
Yeah,
So.
Liam's been pretty cool. I have not been able to shake Liam. I feel
I'm
challenged.
already at maximum stability.
And
Sorry.
with, I'm assuming then everybody's up the steps unless there was another conversation before the ascent begins.
No, I assume that Liam and I started to go up the stairs after the rest of everybody after that.
Yeah.
For those of
Morgan's in
you
the
who-
lead.
Yeah, when you get to the steps, well, we'll say they're still having the tail end of their conversation, and you look up, you can see that this entire inside is almost reminiscent of like a missile silo in size. This big, huge tunnel that shoots up through the center, you assume, of the Monarch luxury apartment complex. And there are levels, or I should say, walkways at each level, but the inside of each floor is glassed in as if it was this was the observatory area, so that you can walk up and see what's going on. There is a small access at each level, but you can tell that they weren't meant for regular traffic. It looks like a locked short walkway over to what appears to be some sort of a panel on that door, and you can see that all of the floors are glassed in up until you see it stops. And if you were to count the various levels of this very lit and modern looking glass and chrome interior, you could see that it does take you to floor 29. And as you go up the spiral, you see floor 23. You can see through the glass and across the room what appears to be another flickering exit sign, so whoever stumbles in through that portal will see that this room, and you can even almost smell it, there's sludge and something almost filling the room. You can see bugs and flies buzzing around. It looks sort of fluid and liquid, and then it's confirmed when you see this sort of half-destroyed body sort of just floats by the window as you ascend and see the 24th floor. And looking across the 24th floor, it appears as though it is some sort of, a museum, or there's like these towers of working equipment, probably pulled from all of the various apartments when this madness took over. But there's stacks in ordered piles, making the floor filled virtually with these erected pillars of toasters and televisions, game consoles, and microwaves. All sorts of electric things that are all stacked and piled, and you can see various piles of these off into the darkness to where you can't even make out what they're made of. You don't see any people on that floor. You do see somebody on the 25th floor when you start to pass it. It actually looks nice. Inside, you can see carpeted rooms. It's almost like you're looking in sort of like the inside of an ant farm. Like the apartments are actually cutaways in this cylinder as you walk up. You actually see a person as one of the doors to one of the apartments swings open, and you can see a familiar look of the cultists of the tower, that mad look of the civilians as they toss some unsuspecting person into this very lovely apartment room, and the carpet reaches up as if it came to life and snatches this person and engulfs them, and then disappears back into the floor, and that person is gone, eaten by the floor. The 26th floor is filled almost entirely with dead bodies. That continues to the 27th and 28th. You can see on the 28th floor that they are trying to jam more bodies into the lower level. As another body falls down some chute from the 29th floor, where your door is. As you reach the top of the stairs, a nice pristine walkway leading over to a beautiful white painted wooden door with a gold thumb latch handle. No peephole, Benjamin, unfortunately. Brass plate with a little filigree on the ends, engraved 29. Plaqued on the wall, on the door.
What do you want to guess? There's another pile of bodies behind this door. Clutch is not amused when she says it. She's rather annoyed, but no one's said anything in a couple floors, and she's getting a little uncomfortable.
I would have to guess that's probably what's on the other side.
You could tell from... Go ahead.
Considering the last 3 floors were stuffed full of bodies coming from this floor, it seems a right.
The floor right below you, they were still
descriptor.
working on it, so it's very likely that this particular floor is not littered with bodies, as they were still trying to jam the bodies on the floor below into the next one down. But yes,
I mean,
there's
we
always
could
possibility.
we could check if you're really so inclined. But
Yeah.
I don't want to look at it, to be honest.
No, and I'm starting to get a little worried about why there's so many bodies. But then again, this place is kind of fucked up anyway. So, and who knows? Maybe this is just some really bad trip that we're all on, and it turns out we're back in 72 smoking acid in Benjamin's apartment.
That seems increasingly unlikely.
Thanks, Liam. That was really okay. She just like keeps walking.
Right. Well, wherever those bodies are coming from, something's likely killing them, and whatever that something is likely on this floor. So, I'd get your weapons ready. And he pulls his gun out.
The door swings open. There is a uniform and becapped doorman, like you would find at a very nice apartment building or hotel in downtown New York. White gloves, very pleasant looking man. Older. Gives you a big smile and waves you into the door with his opposing hand.
Hello.
Welcome.
Clutch is
Glad to see
looking
that
around.
you've made it. Mostly one piece. How's the leg?
Well, it's right
Yeah.
fucking pain.
What?
Right.
Uh,
So
Yeah.
like,
who are you?
I'm the doorman.
Right.
so are you gonna open the door?
Do you have a name?
It's open. Yes, you can call
Oh.
me Bob.
Bob.
Ben,
Or-
your name is Ben. How's
Is
that
this-
any better?
Bob,
Benjamin. Bob the doorman.
Oh,
it's just
Bob.
great to
Oh,
meet
geez,
you.
Bob.
Could you tell us about what's behind, what's further on in this room?
Certainly. The maitre d' is right this way.
Ah, maitre d'.
Looking in, you can see it's what appears to be a lobby of a very ornate luxury, almost Trumpian sort of apartment type room. Lots of shiny, reflective metals and gold trim. There is like a counter, like you would find, and there is a maitre d', you assume, very nice suit. It's the exact same man that the doorman is, and when you all make eye contact with the maitre d', the doorman is gone. Oh, I see that you're on your way to the penthouse. Very interesting. Let me ask you, before you are seen upstairs, are you all satisfied with the amount of sacrifice that you've made before you go in front of the monarch? You see, he's very particular about sacrifice, and, well, consider this our little filtering out level, that I can make sure that everybody is quite satisfied that they've sacrificed enough, because if you haven't, he'll know, and then it'll have to happen there, and his choices of sacrifices are much more limited than the ones, the 28 that you've had prior opportunities to give something up of yourself.
I'm sorry. Are you suggesting that we should go back downstairs and hang up some more intestines? Or?
No, of course not. You've made it all of this way. I understand that there's been some mental sacrifices that have been made, and while that's all well and good, that's why we have this. The 29th floor. All of our rooms here are filled with the pristine, clean, cutting utensils, equipment, whatever you need to make sure that you get out every last sacrifice that you need.
See, I'm sorry.
We even have pain relief, if you would like anesthetic, or we can even put you out completely if you prefer. And sew you up when we're done. Not like any of the other floors that just hack and slash and send you up the stairs.
I'm sorry. And she turns to look at Liam. Is he suggesting that we go subject ourselves to torture to get up another flight of stairs?
Unless you think you've sacrificed enough, of course. We're not here to judge.
That's why we need to get the fuck out of this awful place.
No. Sorry, does anybody want to subject themselves to a little bit of torture today? She starts looking at all of them in turn.
I mean, this entire fucking tower is torture.
Anyone? Are we satisfied? We satisfied here?
I feel like if we all go down, let's go down in a ball of glory.
Well, that was a comforting thought there, Morgan. Thanks.
I mean, like I stated before, I should have been dead a long time ago. I'm just here for fun.
Right. Okay, Ben, you feel like you sacrificed enough, seen the big scary monsters enough?
Yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm okay.
I think we're good, Mr. Major D. Don't think we need to
call me Bob.
Bob.
Oh,
yes.
Here also,
Mr. Bob.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. Can we go on?
Well, certainly. Here, let me take you to the green room while we're waiting. And he pulls you over, and there's a door there that you didn't notice before. And he opens it up, and you see inside there are chairs and couches and what appears to be a buffet set against the wall with fruit and lunch meats, crackers and cheeses. Please, come inside. As soon as he's ready for you, they'll send someone down.
Like, how long do you think that's going to take, maybe, Bob?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
No, I just was curious. I wasn't sorry. I didn't mean to impose. I was in a hurry.
Of course not. I would never think that you would mean to impose.
She just kind of like shrinks and takes like a half step behind Morgan.
Look, we're just trying to see the monarch, the man in the pinstripe suit. Can we just
Yes,
can we just
indeed.
go?
He is seeing others at this particular moment, and if you would just wait in here and partake of the food, drugs. There's drugs in there if you'd like. So feel free to have at those if that's your particular parlay, Benjamin. And as soon as the monarch is available, he'll send someone down.
Bob, you had me
Yes.
at drugs.
Yeah,
God
the drugs got us. And he like
Somehow I knew it would.
he pulls out Lenny and plops him on his shoulder and he walks to the table of drugs.
These fucking.
Describe the buffet of drugs before us, Curtis.
Yes, please. What type of drugs are we talking about? Are there platters? Is it like a copious amount of drugs or like
Is it charcuterie drug?
There is, yes. There are half quart size crystal pedestal bowls that encompass probably a 3-foot square, probably half of one of those folding tables, we'll say. And there's whatever in them: pills, powders, green stuff, mushrooms, stuff that you've not seen before.
Clutch like throws a hand in front of the table before they make it there. Might I remind you, we're in a tower of death. We just saw like a gajillion thousand bodies, like two floors full.
And you want to be sober?
Yeah, go ahead and make
To
me
die?
rolls, guys.
Yep.
My two addicts. Everybody else going in the room to wait for the monarch.
Oh,
The food smells good.
You know, I don't know what I was
probably-
expecting as far as the second to top layer of a tower of death, but charcuterie was not anywhere near the top of that list.
I'm not eating shit because Pam said they were eating people down on the ground. So
So
Well,
you're
they
sticking
can't
with
make
drugs.
drugs out of people. So
nope. I think I'm gonna sit and just
That's what I'm
patiently
saying,
wait.
Benj.
drugs.
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
walk and sit next to Clutch.
What did you roll? My roll 20 is like crapping out on me here.
I rolled a 17, but Morgan buries his face in the purple powder with blue flakes.
Okay.
Ben rolled a 9.
Ben.
We're doing great.
Oh shit.
Ben and Morgan both dive into the drugs. I've got a move for you, Ben, but I'm going to hold on to that for a moment. Clutch, there's a lot of nice food, but your eyes kind of keen in on what you think looks like some appetizing looking, but it's obviously like some summer sausage or something. And compared to where your mind was going, your stomach starts to churn just a little bit. Monet and Liam, there's beer.
I'd have a beer.
You're good.
Maybe a few grapes.
I was about to say, don't they drink like whiskey or scotch or something Irish?
Oh, I'd rather have that, but beer will do.
Barrel do.
Take the edge off.
Right. You are pulling a beer out of this bowl, this like silver bowl that's filled with ice down from the one end. And then as you pull that beer out, you look over and realize that there's a liquor wet bar right over there on the other side of the wall with crystal glasses and bottles of all sorts of whiskeys.
Nice. She'll take the beer out and contemplate it and start to open it, but then it catches her eye, the liquor cabinet, and she looks between that and the beer and tucks the beer back in the ice and goes right over and grabs a very expensive looking bottle.
Hell yeah.
It doesn't take very long. You guys are actually starting to feel a little bit better in spite of the horrors that you've witnessed getting to this point. And a knock on the door, and a person opens it. It's another man in a suit. Different suit than the maitre d', but it's the same Bob. The monarch will see you now.
Oh.
Well, thanks, Bob. Did you put in a good word for us?
Oh, the monarch has all the good words for everybody.
I somehow doubt that.
Oh no. Curtis, I did a bad thing.
You did do a bad thing.
What did
It's
you
gonna
do?
get worse when I tell you what I did. So I rolled an act under pressure.
So you have to stop doing that pre-rolling.
Yeah, well, and Ben Ben remembers in his drug-filled brain that he's supposed to take drugs from the monarch, and oh my god, look at all these drugs here. So he's just gonna take what he can and dump it in his backpack.
Yes, those aren't the specific drugs you're supposed to be getting, though.
I know, but he's high.
Doing drugs.
Very good. So you take all the drugs.
That is a mistake.
That's no big deal.
You'll have to fight Morgan over a bowl.
I got a whole backpack full, man. You're good. I'll share.
He's a little edgy right now.
Okay. All right.
I'm a little
Feisty mood. Feisty Morgan.
I feel great.
Feel great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, shall we, druggies and drunks? And Clutch is like motioning to the door like she's like a mother hen.
Yeah, we should go. We should totally go. We should definitely go through those doors like right now. Let's do it.
All right, if they're gonna fucking torture us, might as well be a little bit sloshed before.
It's an adventure into another dimension. Let's
For
do
the
it.
record, Liam had nothing to drink.
Well, then
Okay.
Clutch is staring dead at you with an annoyed face because she knows you know what she's talking about.
That's awesome, man. I've had like 7 grams of this shit. It's amazing. I've never had anything better.
Never seen it at all. It looks great. It looks great. Feels great.
Right, you fucking wastoids. Keep moving.
He leads you
Let's go.
out of the green room and down the hall and through another door that takes you into a very nice marble-floored, marble-walled spiral stair that goes up. It's a white spiral staircase with a gold railing and these really gaudy-looking gold newel posts down at the end, and he leads you up to the top where there is a landing, and there are a set of crystal double doors. Looks like the carved glass that you would see inside of a framed door, except you notice that there is no wooden or metal frame around each of these. They are entirely made of crystal, which open in this big wide swing, and before you is really the first clean, sweet smelling room you've encountered since arriving in Novaville. Even better than what you just had on the 29th floor. Made that feel like corporate doctor's office downstairs. This is the most ostentatious luxury suite you've ever seen. The carpet is plush and soft. A huge chandelier hangs from the ceiling. A string quartet in the background with the piano plays a soft tune. I think I even have a soft tune to play.
Oh man.
Clutch is just like, are you
Whatever
fucking kidding me?
Whatever soft tune it is Morgan's motherfucking jam right now.
This is my favorite song.
The whole
soft tunes.
all you sense is beauty for the moment surrounding the room, and it is this vast room. There's white pillars, furniture all over the place. There are other people here. You see art pieces all over the walls. Ben, you can see that some of them probably belong in a museum. You recognize some of the classical pieces there are statues, and when you look, these beautiful statues of people, you realize that they're not even sculptures. They are humans that are posed as sculptures. Some of the art pieces are so that look to be original. The walls of the place move like flames. It's this sort of dark and rusty colored marble, and you realize that movement is happening, and it even gives off this comfortable warmth absent from the rest of the building. The people are all positioned as if they were at some sort of lavish party. There's probably 30 or 40 very well-dressed, elegantly dressed people, men and women, in this place. They're all wearing masquerade masks of various sizes and shapes and colors. And they're all murmuring to each other. And you realize that it is literally just a murmur, and all of the conversation, rather than sounding like a room full of people partying and having a conversation, it sounds like it has developed into this chant that they're all going through. On the far side of the room is, because of its ornateness, can only be described as a throne. It's a big, gaudy chair. On it sits a tall man in a pinstripe suit with a pipe in his hand, a cocktail glass in the other. There's something about him that really stands out. Given your recent ordeal, you can assume that this group of seemingly urbane residents are possibly high priests or devotees on a higher plane than their peers on the lower floors. He also radiates something else. The pinstripe man offers a smile as he drops his murmuring conversation with the woman standing beside him. A smile that's too wide for his face, showing all his teeth, and he places his cocktail glass down, and then he runs his free hand through his greasy, slicked back hair. Thaumiel respects power, and you have all come far. You've all seen what true power is. Power is watching everyone around you fall into hell while you sit atop the wreckage. Power is knowing that you're better than the rest. You may call me the monarch. I'm the architect of this building. Now, tell me that you want a taste of this wonderful power. He picks up his glass and takes a sip. Please, come have a seat.
Liam sits directly across from him.
Morgan, having had copious amounts of a substance similar to cocaine, is just very agreeable to a lot of the things that he is saying. Just like, oh, okay, yeah, let's sit down right here. That sounds good. Sitting is good.
Yeah,
Better than
Ben will
standing.
just kind of be looking around, but he'll sit and he'll just kind of, just be looking.
I'll walk in with a smile and take a seat on Liam's right-hand side.
Yeah. Directly across from him is a half-circle couch, sort of in an arced shape. It's upholstered in velvet with wood framing that is all carved in this ornate, sort of twisting, filigree-looking stuff. Old, you might see it in someplace like Windsor Castle is where you might find this, and certainly not just out here in the middle, handily waiting for all of you to fit perfectly comfortable together on this. Now, what can I do for you? And most importantly, what have you already done for me?
Let's just like elbows
What?
Liam.
Well, for starters, I took part in the disembowelment of a person in one of the rooms, and then hung his guts up for safe passage. That was one of the first things
Oh yeah, I
we
think I
did.
was the one that hung up the guts actually, but he was lovely help.
Yeah, it seemed
I mean, I
most
was
of
right
you
there.
were really into that.
Oh, it was fantastic, wonderful entertainment, great floor.
Yeah, we all need therapy. Is there a way out of here?
Oh, there is. He points off to the side. You see that there is a door that is another glass door, except you can see through it. It leads out onto the roof, where it looks as if there is a green grass yard, flowers in big potted sections. You can see this dark sky of Novaville. Maybe the sun's coming up. It doesn't seem completely pitch black out there. But you can also see the edge of the roof. And he points. The only way, unless you find a window on another floor over the edge.
Huh.
Wait, I'm
That's,
sorry. Was that like? Did you just tell us to go kill ourselves?
Well, that's a dramatic way of putting it. Oh, none of you even realize the power that you have. It's an illusion, my dear. It's all an illusion. It's twisted you up and warped your minds, which I so dearly enjoy watching, as does my master.
Bro, I told you it was another dimension. I told you.
Man, shut up.
I called it. I'm just saying. Told you so.
Yeah, pendant.
What's that?
I came here for a pendant. I was told that you might know where to find it.
Ah, yes. You see, he's fingers it in. He's got like these about inch long fingernails that are painted black, and he just sort of hooks it out from underneath his dress shirt and pulls it out over his tie.
Oi, that's the one.
Oh, it's a lovely pendant.
It was me, Moz.
Oh, you want it back.
I do.
What does everybody else want?
Ben.
Is this like a one wish from a genie type of scenario, or are we just like laying down what we want in general?
Oh, if you only knew. Eh.
Right, shall we go down the line then?
Yes, let's start with you, sir.
Mine's a bit complicated. To start, though, I'd like me wife's pendant back.
I'll note that condition. Please continue.
You seem fairly well off. Seem like you know what's going on. I'm assuming you know who I am out there in this illusory world as you seem to think it.
Indeed.
I'm sure we could come to some sort of arrangement.
I like that idea.
The power and influence I wield out there in that world, I'm sure, could be of some use to you, and I'm sure you have many things that would be of use to me.
It's a possibility. What did you have in
Keep it
mind?
in mind. We could discuss specifics at a later time, I'm sure. But all of it, of course, is contingent upon my wife getting what is dear back to her.
Certainly. Now, what do I get?
From me, any number of things. I have a fairly vast wealth of knowledge, influence, people, drugs, guns.
Ooh, I have all those.
Why
You
not
see,
more?
I built this tower and my influence has spread until I had the entire island. It's only a matter of time before my creatures of madness roll across the bridge into greater LA and I take control of this portion of the illusion.
Aye, what's holding you back then?
Well, it's funny that you should ask. I'm being hindered by some others who are seeking their own powers. And each of you have a unique way of maybe solving that problem for me. Perhaps. But I had really hoped to see more blood. No one wants to give me an arm. I want to see an arm and somebody scream. And will nobody do that for me? You're very boring. I don't know if I want to help you at all.
I'll give you a finger and a toe.
We're good.
A what?
Oh yeah, he's willing and
He snaps his fingers, and one of the other chanters walks over, and he reaches over to this table beside his throne and picks up this little gold sort of a chest, right? This like a jewelry box looking shaped size. And walks over, the guy walks over to the thing and whips out this knife from out of nowhere, a rather modern looking fancy sort of like a 6-inch sort of pocket knife, but he flicks it and the blade pops out, and the man in the pinstripe suit opens up his chest and you see that it is full of ears and fingers and eyeballs. And the guy just slices off his own pinky and it drops right into the box. And the man in the pinstripe suit snaps it shut and sits it back down on the little table. I have fingers.
But do you have toes?
Morgan, shut up. Clutch has this like look of panic on her face.
Drugs, man.
I'll give you a +1 on your next roll for that just because it cracked me up.
Oh my goodness.
question.
That was
No.
pretty good.
Berman, should I roll for obsession since he pulled the pendant out?
Yes.
Oh man.
Okay.
That had crossed my mind earlier, but I got distracted and didn't get to make you do it.
Hold on, I think I have a minus. Well, -2 to disadvantages because I am shaken.
Still, even after gaining stability
Yeah,
back
did you
earlier?
get your-
Welcome to my world, Jaylee. It's where I played the whole game.
I did. I was kind of teetering.
Oh dear.
Two.
Better than a... Oh, no, it's not.
It's a 9.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah. You want it. You see it. It's around his neck.
All right. I'll give you a fucking arm. What else will you give you? My pendant isn't worth a fucking arm, but I'll give you a fucking arm. You give me a pendant and something else.
Darling, he's not taking your fucking arm.
We came here for what? Drugs? Drugs? Is that why we came here? If we're going to lob ourselves off the building, what difference does a fucking arm make?
Do you have a knife on you, Monet?
Ixnay on the drug, eh?
I do. It's the knife that's on my hip holster.
Monet.
Money.
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 I can't believe I just said
It's
that.
mayonnaise.
Is Manny an instrument?
Monet, obviously irritated and true to her personality in frustrations like this, when she sees simple things, walks over, flips the lid up on the finger box, and cuts off the last 2 fingers on her left hand as if it was nothing, and drops them in, slams the thing shut, and says,
What'll that give me? Eh? And she's just like screaming on the inside, but she looks very tough right now, holding up her hand, and it's just like streaming blood. And she like cut off like these 2 fingers right here, like the pointer finger and like the ring finger on her right hand, so she can still have that. And so she's got like the middle finger sticking up. Hey?
Morgan just whispers over Liam. What a badass!
Oh yeah, I fucking love that woman.
You're a lucky
She
man.
holds out her other hand for the pendant.
She's literally gonna get us killed.
full of fire.
We're all gonna die anyway.
What if, and Clutch, like, it's trying not to stare at Monet's hand. What if we gave you something else, like anything else, like I'm crazy, you could have my crazy. Would that help you in any way, shape, or form?
We don't like to use the word crazy. We prefer mad.
Okay, well, I'm mad as a freaking hatter, so if you want that, you can have that for shits and giggles. If we don't have to sacrifice any more fingers or ears, toes, arms, body,
He
extremities.
didn't answer. What'll this get me? She's like shaking a little bit.
I like your fire. Here. Fine. And he pulls the pendant off and holds it out to you.
She reaches out to snatch it.
Don't do that.
You take it.
Then she'll turn on her heel, and like when she turns her face away from him, she's kind of like, ah, fuck. And goes back to sit down.
Vin just keeps like side-eyeing that pendant. He doesn't trust it.
I will let you step off my ledge without losing any more body parts. I love your dedication. I really do. However, I need your minds.
I'm sorry. Do you need us to like have a brainstorming session for you and come up with a solution to a problem, or?
I mean, I'm pretty
No.
fried right now, man. I don't know how much you're gonna get out of my mind.
Yeah,
I already-
let you know.
I already have the problem, but I need you to solve it. See, the thing is, you are... Well, how do I say this? You are not you. I mean, you're not really here right now. We're not really doing this. When I let you walk off my ledge, if you can manage the willpower to do it, and not stay and become one of my followers, or you could do that and live pain-free in luxury for the rest of your life.
Is there as much free cocaine as possible?
Morgan.
Yes.
I mean,
Morgan.
I have a problem.
Yeah, I know. She just
The
turns back
first step
to the
is
front.
admitting it.
I need you to bring me... Well, not bring me. I need you to get, collectively, as the first step in getting you back to your bodies. Because I'm sure that's what you would really like. It's not the dip you're after, Benjamin, and it's not the pendant, Monet. You only think it is because those represent your life. The drugs, the past, the good times, the things lost. That's what you really want back, the time before you blew up all the children in the building. That one is out there.
I'm sorry, did he just say blow up children in a building?
Hush.
Oh, I see you all have your own issues to work out. But here's where we start. I'll take an IOU, but I want you all to bring my representative. He'll make himself known once you've captured the dream wizard, Henry Green.
Are you the fucking liar?
I fucking told you how many years ago that guy was a bad fucking idea.
Well, he got us all fucking together in the first place, didn't he?
Did he just use the term dream wizard? It's one hell of a title. I feel like we're all ignoring it.
Dream wizard. I know Henry, and I never told me he was a dream wizard before.
I mean,
Would you walk around fucking announcing it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry if you were a fucking dream wizard?
Each one of you is uniquely attached to that man. And each one of you has the ability to bring him to me.
Done.
Excellent.
yeah, sure, absolutely.
Wait, hold.
Don't clutch.
I'm sorry. We don't get any answers about anything that's happened in this building other than jump off the ledge and bring me a dream wizard that just so happens to be one of the shittiest and sketchiest lawyers in all of Los Angeles.
Whoa. Henry's a cool dude. He's a cool cat.
No,
He
fuck
never
that guy.
has done anything wrong to me. Like, he's
Supplied
A-okay
you with
in my
drugs.
book.
Right? He was your drug supplier.
If
Right.
there's
Yeah,
fucking
I mean, we knew a guy.
Yeah.
anyone that I blame for any of this, or at least the fucking fact that I have to know who Benjamin is, it's fucking Henry Green.
But we're not gonna have questions about any of this. We're just gonna blindly agree. Like, let's talk about telling the truth for a sacrifice and then getting told that our truth was bullshit. I'm sorry, was I the only one that happened to? Hello?
The monarch walks over to you, Clutch, and you just can't resist but to allow him to put his arm around you. It's as if you're almost frozen as you stand there angry at everybody's reaction. And suddenly, the room is empty and black. It's just you and him. I see your mind tearing apart, Clutch. You know, Clutch isn't even your real name. What is your real name?
Christine.
Yes. And who gave you the nickname Clutch?
A couple guys at the garage.
The garage.
Yeah, my dad's garage back in friggin' Las Vegas.
It's not your dad. You're not from Las Vegas. You're a drifter. You were picked up on the side of the road outside Jersey City, all the way on the other side of the country. You're strapped to a table being forced into some woman's brain named Stick, who is a murdering psychopath, a schizophrenic who shot her own mother, and they're trying to get you to live through that memory to see what it does to you. That is what we're up against. Everything you knew is not. And if you want to find out what that is, Henry Green.
Fine.
And you're back in the room with everybody. Very good. I think she's come around now. Anybody else with lingering questions?
Yeah, what's going on with my brother? I've seen a couple of visions, and my brother Jerry's looking like he's not doing too fucking hot. I don't know if you know anything about my brother, but just curious.
Yes. Oh, your brother. So involved in so many things. And the room goes black around you, Morgan. It's just you and the pinstripe man. And he doesn't say anything to you, but looking in his eyes, you see that truth that is, you don't have a brother. You are your brother.
Oh shit!
You are in a loop of madness, my dear Jerry Morgan. A world brought on by war and police brutalities and the witness of horrors of years and years. And then somehow you slipped into something along the way, and they have turned your mind to mush since then. Would you like to stay with me, and I can take all of that away? Or you can step off my ledge and find out what's happening.
I just have one more question. Is that offer like a continuous on the table thing? Because I might come back if like things don't work out.
I love your sense of humor. I do have good drugs, don't I?
Pretty fucking good. It's like the first time I did cocaine. It's like, it's weird. Like, you know how like with that drug, you like can never attain that same high as the first time. It's like the first time. It's
It
blowing my
really
mind.
is.
It's pretty great.
Every time. If you all agree to bring me Henry, and you fade back into the room with everybody else. If you all agree to bring me Henry, your wounds will be healed. He looks at Liam's leg and Benjamin's bloody shoulder. Monet's fingers. Your mental stability will be returned to you. He looks at Clutch. You can seek out your answers. Just bring me Henry Green. Just pull him out of his cave so that my man can snatch him up. Would you all do that for me, please? Or if you'd like to stay in my opulence and wonderful drugs, you can do that. Benjamin, you don't want to go back and see who stepped through that doorway, do you?
Oh. I mean, yes and no. But probably no, man. I don't trust it, guys. I don't trust this. I don't. This is just some
A
crazy.
lovely time in Ireland, perhaps, back when it was still green before the bombs. Maybe that's the world some of you long for.
I've always wanted to visit Ireland. I mean, that sounds nice to me.
If you don't want to bring me Henry D. Green, fine. But then I'll need something else in exchange. One of you, perhaps. Half of two of you.
I am
A fourth
okay
of
with
four of you.
Henry D. Green.
A fifth of each of you.
We think Henry.
How much is a fifth?
Ben.
Benji.
I think at least a limb.
A big one.
Clutch stands
Large
up,
appendage.
and she looks at Ben, and she holds out her hand. Let's go, Ben.
We can't. You guys really what?
Why not?
Because he's probably gonna do something bad to Henry.
I mean, it kind of sounds like Henry's doing some bad things.
But maybe
We don't
he's
have a
doing good
choice.
things, and maybe these guys are the bad guys.
Henry was the one who brought us together in the first place. Henry was the one who puts all this together, who sent us here, who
Well,
drugs, who called us all.
Technically, he didn't send me here. I think I sent myself here on accident.
Morgan kind of like hushes himself so that it's not really heard. Worst case scenario, we find Henry and maybe he helps us get out of this. Worst case scenario, we bring him the fuck back here and we're safe.
Ben, you wouldn't even be in the wrong time if it weren't for Henry D. Green. Remember when we went on the trip? He told you you had to go with us, even though you had no experience, no criminal record, nothing. Why would he tell you to come with us then? If not to set us up.
I thought I was special. I thought I was his friend. And he just wanted to give me cash in a way that it's not like he's just giving me cash, but he's like helping me. Man, I don't know.
That's what he does.
It's kind of the
She
cash
holds
man.
her hand out again. Ben, trust me.
Oh.
Ben.
Liam leans over to Monet. Just fucking leave Benji here. I'm alright with that.
Oh, but he said we all have to get him.
He also said that we could all walk the fuck out if one of us stays behind. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, you
I mean, if shit goes south, I'm coming back here.
Of course shit's gonna go south. Of course it is. It's gonna be a whole mess.
Ben. And Clutch just holds her hand out one more time. You can tell she's about to leave you.
Oh. Fine. I'm gonna hate myself forever, but fine.
Do you take her hand?
Yeah, I take her hand.
She smiles and
angrily.
She's patting your hand.
Mad. He's not looking at you.
So we're all in agreement then.
Right, we'll bring you the fucking Dream Wizard.
Yeah.
Christ, that's the stupidest fucking name.
Right? Who would knowingly like label themselves that?
Some
Henry
Dungeons and
fucking D.
Dragons
Green.
fucking nerd.
That's who would do that.
Well, he sounds like a real fucking prick.
Yeah, he is.
Not really.
I've known him for hundreds of years.
Love you, Duke.
Very good. So, he stands up, polishes off his drink, and starts slowly walking and motioning you all towards the door that leads to the rooftop garden of the Monarch building.
I'll stand up and follow, cradling my very bloody hand.
Same, minus the bloody hand.
Yep, Morgan's right behind him.
Clutch helps Ben up to his feet, still patting his hand, kind of dragging him along with her.
Oh yeah, he's resistant, but he's coming.
And he takes you all over. It's a very beautiful, lovely garden to this little pedestaled area, this rise that takes you up to within stepping distance of the short knee-high wall that surrounds this area of the rooftop. Down below, Novaville looks beautiful. It looks like it's the dawn light is coming up. It looks like it's possibly a cloudy day, but you see green trees and flowers and birds flying around below. Who wants to go first?
Morgan.
God.
He's got cocaine confidence, yo. Like, there's nothing he won't do at this point.
Clutch grabs his arm before he gets anywhere near the edge, though. God, I hope I see you on the other side, buddy.
I mean, if this is the only way out, like, might as well make it quick, right? See you later. And then Morgan takes a
Swan
step
dives.
onto the edge and does a backflip and flips everyone off.
Good God.
Just Deadpool's his way right out of there.
Nice.
Little tears swell up in Ben's eyes. He's sensitive. He's sad that he sees his friend jump off a building.
Clutch is next. She steps up on the ledge and looks over the edge, takes a deep breath, and turns around.
So you're not holding my hand anymore?
Nope. She smiles at
Okay.
you, though. She
Oh,
smiles at
gosh.
you. There's a look of relief on her face. Because even if this is death for her, then she doesn't have to be crazy anymore and doesn't suffer.
You could jump off together if you really want to.
Nah, he's a
Wanna-
big boy.
I don't want to jump off at all, to be honest.
He's got this.
Okay.
And then she just like does a wave and says, "I'll see you on the other side," and hops off the back.
Nice. Monet and Liam, you don't seem to be looking like you're as eager to step off the edge either. Do you go before Ben, or do you see that Ben goes before you?
Monet would see Ben's tentativeness, and she'll kind of motion to him. Do you want to jump with us? No one
He
should
just
die.
nods.
Right. Oh yeah, I'm short of hand here, so you might have to hold on to Liam's hand. Sure, you boys can get along for this.
Oh, I'm more than eager to throw Benji off a building. So
You can't throw me off, I swear to God.
What terms are that we all jump off together?
Okay. Okay. It's just 20 stories up in the air. It's fine.
30 actually.
Oh, God.
Benjamin, make me a willpower roll.
I have none. Krista is very afraid of heights, so she is shitting herself right now.
I was hoping that I would get somebody.
I hate heights.
I do
This is
too.
like-
This is making my stomach queasy just thinking about it.
Like I hate heights too. Morgan doesn't give a shit, so Swan
What am
dive,
I?
bitches.
What am I rolling? Willpower.
Keep
Willpower.
it together.
Yeah. Keep it
Not
together.
great.
Uh,
Yeah. Well,
Ooh.
Liam,
No.
Oh, shit.
Liam, the monarch sort of gives you this look like, we may have to help Benjamin off the side.
oh God, he really is gonna push me off.
Look like past Liam over at Ben, and she just gives him this expression that's just pure disappointment. And I want to use one of my seducer advantages to make Ben feel bad for opposing me. And he has to roll to keep it together again.
Oh, roll me another.
Wait, why does Ben feel bad?
Because you're not jumping off the ledge.
I don't want to jump off the ledge.
I know, but now she's guilting you.
Ugh, you hoe.
She's going to jump. He's going to jump. Do you all three go off together?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna count it down. 3.
We're all up on the ledge, I'm guessing, and Liam pulls Monet closer and just kisses her like right on the temple.
2.
A single tear. All right.
A deep breath.
This is like the ending of Inception.
1.
And she steps off.
He steps off.
That's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Liam, do you step off or do you just...
Yes, no, we all went.
Find out
Sorry.
next week. Oh,
up here with
Just
him
standing up there checking his watch.
Chris would do that. Chris would do. I'd start out by doing something funky, and then Chris would go, I never said I stepped off the ledge.
That would be him exactly. Absolutely.
Just for the record, Liam never actually.
Yes. Oh, excellent. Woo! So we'll have to find out next week what happens next. Excellent. Thank you, players. That was good. That ends Chapter 2, The Summit.
I
And
never
now
thought we'd make it.
we start Chapter 3.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Let's go around the board and give you shout outs. If anybody out there watching has not followed any of these people on their Twitters or anything else that they've got going on, you need to do that. Go throw these people some support. I think they're going to be doing this show on an official Helmgast thing pretty soon. So, yeah, the real up-and-comers right here. So let's talk about a little bit about the show and any of your shout-outs. And we will start with Liam.
Hello, my name is Chris Stonecipher. You can find me on Twitter at Chris Stonecipher, on most of the socials at Chris Stonecipher, in fact. This is Mew Jackman. You can find him on Instagram at The Greatest Meowman. He decided to make his guest appearance. It's been a little bit since he was actually on screen. So,
I mean,
so there
Oh.
look at that little pumpkin.
he is.
So cute.
He is
What a
best boy.
chonk.
Oh,
Best boy.
He gave
it's
us
like,
some
what's
blinks.
happening? Blink, blink.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. Join our Discord so that you can come and talk to all of us, including the glorious Mew Jackman, and check out our Patreon. We got a lot of really cool stuff going on over there, and be on the lookout for some really fun new projects that we're doing. So, yeah.
Very fun, cool, exciting stuff. Yeah, you can come over to Discord and chat with any of these people. They would love to answer questions about their characters, any of that fun stuff. Lots of cool stuff. Liam, pick who's next.
Let's go with Jerry, because it's Jerry. Holy crap, it's Jerry.
It's Jerry.
But nothing's
wow,
real.
mind blowing. Mind blowing. So it's been Jerry this entire time. He's just been fucking crazy. Oh my god, can't handle. So excited for next week. Well, actually, next week I will not be here. Can't wait for the next stream I am a part of.
That's right. We're going to be missing 2 of you next week, I think.
You can find me on the socials at Austin Van B1. As far as projects go, I'm working on a really big writing project right now, and hopefully I get a Star Wars podcast up sometime soon.
Fun stuff. Excellent. Very exciting. Thank you, sir. Who's next?
Erica with Clutch, or Catherine?
Christine.
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 Christine, like the angel of music. And
And tunes out and slowly fades away. Hello, I am Erica. You can find me on most social medias at Erica in More 97. Like Curtis said, come over on our Discord, ask us questions about anything you see or anything you want to know. We're more than happy to chat it up. Also, if you haven't followed TTRP Theater on Facebook and or Twitter, what the hell are you doing? Go get it done, please and thank you. Curtis keeps you up to date. I occasionally keep you up to date. I'm hopefully going to post some memes soon. So hopefully we'll have some spicy memes coming at you.
Nice.
This episode was a lot to handle. My little brain is a little blown, as you could back it up and see me literally against the wall having a moment. I all but threw my headphones off my head and ran away, but I wanted to hear it. So thank you, Curtis. You get round of applause for this one.
You're welcome. I felt that way the last couple episodes. We get done with the stream and I go, I won again. Excellent. I'm glad you had a good time. It was fun. And yes, I am tying in some world stuff because there's so much going on. Who's next, Clutch?
Let's go with Monet.
Monet.
Oh, wow. My name is Jaylee. You can find me on Twitter and the Discord, which you should join, and Instagram at Jahoy_meaty. Also on Twitter is my page for an upcoming podcast. The beautiful art is done by Krista. It's very cute. 4 PCs in a podcast. It's a Dungeon World actual play. It's very different from this much less serious, completely improvised fantasy show where I DM. And I'm a very new DM, so when you watch it, keep that in mind and don't judge me. You can find the handle at PCs in a pod. So it's at PCSINAPOD. I can't miss it. There's going to be lots of memes there, lots of interaction. Very excited, very upcoming. Yeah, I have lots of ideas. I woke up this morning like in this crazy creative state of mind, and I have so much for it. I told Curtis, I could plan maybe 80 episodes.
I'm down. We'll have that means we've got 5-6 seasons going there. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Lots planned for that. Hopefully it all ties together and comes to fruition. But with the group that I have, you never know what's going to happen. So it's scary and exciting at the same time. If you throw a couple of bucks our way on Patreon, if you can, it's a huge help to us. It's a phenomenal thing. We do it for fun, but being able to get paid to do what you love to do for fun is amazing, and it'll just keep us going even more. And it'll also give you a chance to have your name in the podcast as an NPC character. I can't promise it to be your exact likeness or personality, but it'll be your name, and it's a fun way to kind of immortalize you in a fun little crazy story. So yeah, do that. I've got a growing list of names that I can kind of incorporate and throw in there just as a shout out and a big thank you for our Patreon subscribers. And with that, Curtis also has a Patreon game that he does exclusively for people who help in that way. So thank you. Wash your hands. Krista.
Yes, hi, hello. My name is Krista, and I play Benjamin. You can find me on the Instagram at Krista the Barista. You can also find me on Twitter at Krista, but I don't know why you would. Wow, so many things happened tonight. There's a lot going on. But I loved every second of it. Curtis, you're a genius. You're a mastermind. I'm excited for all the stuff that's coming up. We're talking about Heartland. Can we talk about Heartland? Or do
Yeah.
we not?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
you-
excited about Heartland coming back.
Just
Sabella.
spoiler.
I'm very pumped about that. I'm also pumped for some more PCs and a podcast. Doing all that jazz. Ready to
Jaylee,
record some more.
can you type that up in chat? The link. Tim's asking. The hashtag
Yeah,
or
I'll get
the at.
actual link.
Yeah, slap that there. I'm gonna start making some real spicy memes for that, but I need to listen to all of the episodes again because what happened?
Yes.
I don't know.
Crazy stuff. Volatile stuff. And we've also kind of started tossing around the idea of doing a little bit of some face painting videos, right?
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna be gone next Friday too because I have a trip planned, but I'm hoping to buy some face paints. And Krista, as you can see by her beautiful face right now, get all up close to the camera, girl.
Yes,
Show-
look at that.
Mm.
An
Look at
alien.
Cow getting a. Krista's
Look at
gonna
you.
do amazing things like that, and I'm gonna try to copy it.
And it's gonna be just the most entertaining thing you've ever seen.
Yeah,
That'd be
and
awesome.
cover all sorts of topics that probably barely include actual face paint.
Awesome. Thank you so much, all of you players, for coming out and subjecting yourself to my madness, for sure. Thanks to our friends at Helmgast, and I mean that more and more every day. With friends, we really are developing some friendships with those people over there, and we love them. For more information and even to get like free scenarios and stuff, go to cultdivinitylost.com and check out the books, check out the free stuff, check out all the cool culty shit. That's where it is. Thanks to Roll20 for being our virtual tabletop. It only froze up on me once tonight, guys. Not bad. Thank you to the fantastic team of talented people who helped put all of this together. Our patrons, all of you guys helped that. And we really are pushing the patrons. We have big things planned. And 4PCs is kind of one of those productions that is literally right behind a paywall at this particular moment. So we are working that out because we have so many productions around here. We don't have enough people to produce them all. So your help with that really does help. It really does go to support somebody in this. So thank you. Go to our YouTube page and smash that red subscribe button. It really helps out with our discoverability, and you're going to see a lot more product of ours on YouTube. So don't forget to thumbs up the videos and click that little bell so you see when the next one's coming. Go check out ttrptheater.com for everything that you want to know about us, all of our shows and podcasts, and even a link to becoming a patron. All of that stuff is there. The Experiment podcast, which is the other cult product that we have right now with Peter Samuelson, who you've seen in chat. He actually sent me Craig Austin from Red Moon Roleplaying has joined a couple of our episodes, and they have an episode that just dropped, I believe. Yeah, but he recorded me. I don't know. He sent me this thing. It's like 15 seconds, but it's titled Craig Screams. So you guys won't be able to hear this, but I'll share it with you in Discord. But I think it will come through on OBS here if I turn this that background music off, and let me pull this up. I'm just curious as to what this is. So here's Craig's scream from The Experiment. Okay, that was funny. Yeah, Craig's scream.
We can't hear it, so we're just sitting here.
Yeah,
This is
that's- yeah, I think they heard it out there. No sound? It didn't go through? Oh, well, all right, fuck it. Didn't work. Whatever. It's funny. It was only 15 seconds. Craig gets his finger cut off and it's hanging by a thing and he goes, ah, makes this hilarious scream. Go check it out. I think that's just me that heard it. Well, then my Discord sound is not working properly.
15 seconds of silence.
15 seconds of silence. That's all right. I'll cut that out in post. I'll cut all of this out in post, probably. Anyways, go check out The Experiment. It's a really good one, and there's some cameos by some of the cast members that you see in front of you. So go find them as well. Great. That's it. That's all I got. Be kind to each other, please. Wash your hands, please. Wear your masks. Let's try to find some way to get this world back to normal and keep insane people from doing things like delay our elections and not let us vote for mail, which, by the way, 5 states have been voting by mail for years, and absentee ballots have always worked with no fraud. So I don't know where it's coming from. There's my political platform. I have to say some things sometimes, so I'm saying that. Wash your hands. Be nice to people. The revolution. Let's keep it peaceful. And yeah, all of that good stuff. Oh, shit. Hang on. My phone locked up on me. And I don't have my hotkeys anymore, so now I can't do anything until I do this. So, with a metaphorical bow to everybody out there, we want to say good night, sweet dreams, and we love you.
Good night.
Sweet dreams. We love you.
I swiped.
I hope it's
Hey, and
not quite
Austin
a
just
bow.
got back
Oh,
just in
Austin!
time to
Austin,
say
hello. Say it quickly.
say good night, sweet
I
dreams,
swiped.
we
Good
love
night,
you.
sweet dreams.
And
I
that's
love
it.
you.
Sweet dreams. We love you.
Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this goddamn phone. Oh,
Oh,
wait.
here we go.